Warning: the following video contains major spoilers for multiple Final Fantasy games. You have been warned. Thank you and enjoy the video. Anyways. Drink some orange juice. Set it down in my Coca-Cola glass. I'm doing that right? I'm drinking orange juice out of a Coca-Cola glass?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just start, and then we can do the intro at the end. Okay.
Hey, everyone!
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, everyone! rinimt here, and I'm joined with...
Me.
wee187, and...
I'm Fishers, aka KarmAgith, aka Shades, aka all a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he has a lot of different aliases.
His name on YouTube is KarmAgith.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
anyway.
Basically, Jacob, you can explain it.
Okay, what we're doing is... I think Erin had like a little post on Facebook a while ago saying what bosses that she thought was interesting, and we got like some replies. I replied a few, other people replied some, and we're gonna talk about the bosses now, even the ones we don't know too much about, because like there's some bosses that I don't know that much about, even though I might have fought them one at a point in my life. It's been a while, like Omega or like
some bosses,
Final Fantasy 8.
Or some bosses, you know, like some of us haven't even fought, because two of us haven't even beat Tactics, so...
Yeah, I'm the only one who's beat Tactics here.
I've seen Tactics.
Yeah, he's seen Tactics.
I only remember up to Chapter 2, and it's just the start of Chapter 2.
Yeah.
I'm a bad girl, I know.
So, our first boss is Sin from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
And, okay, so, I think... I'm not sure who posted Sin, but I think they meant, like, Sin at the end of the game, like in... Like when you're on the airship, right?
And you're going in,
more excited.
like you're trying to get
It's more exciting than fighting a Finn that like swims around a bit.
Yeah, a boat. So yeah, oh that fight. What do you guys remember about it?
I remember they dropped level 3 key spheres, and those are really rare at that point, so that's great.
Yeah, those are
or at least
pretty
the
rare.
right side does. The right side drops level 3's key spheres.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember. Actually don't remember much about that fight, because I know like the first time I did it I died.
You have to fight these little glowing orbs, and apparently he doesn't use his laser that takes out all Machina, which is good because then he'd be dead.
I just remember the part where you're like on his head fighting that weird plant thing. I barely remember that.
Yeah, I remember Holy being useful with it with Yuna too.
That's like the Sin Spawn you fight 3 times if you count the catastrophe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interesting fight. So next, we have, well, it could be said Velius from Tactics if you've played the original PS1 version, but in more recent translation of the PSP version, it's actually Bellius, which is, you know, kind of the same boss that's in Final Fantasy 12, but years later. And Bellius is actually like he was Wigriff, but Bellius took over Wigriff's body, and we'll get to Wigriff later. But basically, Bellius is what do I remember about that boss? That boss was hard. Fishers, do you remember anything about that boss much?
I remember that. I don't know. I just know he has fire element 12.
Yeah, I know the minions were tough in Tactics.
I remember him in 12. That counts.
He summons those demons. Is that the first time you fight the demons? I think it is.
It might be, yeah, the first time.
Or do you fight them in Cuchulainn? I don't know. Maybe he's on. I thought he was on his own, but maybe he summons the demons.
No, Cuchulainn's on his own when you fight him in Tactics. Although Cuchulainn is hard enough.
So I guess that's the first time you fight those demon minions.
Yeah. And they get pretty tough. Like that's like at the halfway point of Tactics, and it just gets crazy from that point on. Yeah. Anyway, next boss is
Barthandelus from 13. I'm not sure which Barthandelus they meant, but
they're all kind of the same.
They're all pretty epic.
He has stony masks.
I think, in my opinion, the Barthandelus fights get easier as you go on. Like
they really
the first Barthandelus fight was the hardest, and then the second one's a little easier, and then the third one's just pretty easy.
And the last one's final boss.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So I'm gonna talk about the Chapter 9 one because that's usually the one that people get stuck on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mainly what happens is they're attacking and then they're attacking the boss and everything's going okay, and then suddenly Destrudo happens, and Destrudo is like your worst nightmare if you don't know how to deal with it.
That's so.
And like what?
You have to do damage to make that go down, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
Basically, you have to stagger
like you'd
him.
think,
Is
okay,
the
let me
best
go
thing.
into let me go and you don't have to stagger him.
It's
But
well, it's
if
the
you just
easiest way to do it.
Yeah, if you just attack him with relentless assault, then you should be fine. He'll like go like erg, and then
But in general, with 13,
That's pretty much how it goes. He goes
Yeah, and then-
erg, and then you survive.
in
Yeah,
general
then
with
survive.
13, staggering's good. So
But if you just go like if you don't do that and you just try healing, he'll kill you. Like you're dead. Or you'll be barely alive. It's not an easy fight if you don't do that.
yeah, at that
Anyway.
point, it may as well be called destruction.
Yeah, and then if you can get through that, if you take too long in the battle, he'll cast Doom on you, and then you're also screwed.
I remember the first time I fought him, like actually beat him. I had him do me.
Yeah,
But I was in Japanese,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
kind of
so
hard to
tough.
understand what's going on in Japanese sometimes if you don't understand Japanese.
I remember the first time I fought Bartandalus, though. The first time I fought Bartandalus after I finished him in Chapter 9, my fingers were literally trembling. Like, jeez. I mean, now it's really easy. I can do it like 5 stars. But,
yeah, back like
still.
first time you fight him, it's rough.
Yeah, oh my god, it was terrible.
Anyway,
Next
boss is
Ruby Weapon.
Yeah, Ruby Weapon.
Ruby Weapon. That's a guy is in the sand near the gold saucer, and he's
And
ruby. He's red.
I
He has
believe
the
he likes-
highest defense in Final Fantasy VII.
and I believe he likes to one-shot you if you have 3 people alive when you go into the fight.
Yeah, he does sucks you up with his sand pool. I actually thought you had to fight solo because I didn't realize that once he brings his tentacles out, you can actually fight him with all 3 people. But I didn't know that the first time I fought him, so I just kind of soloed him with Barrett. And
I've actually never fought him myself. I've done a lot of things in FF7, but Ruby Weapon is not one of them.
yeah,
So.
I thought he was the most fun. I fought him. I chose to fight him with Barrett because he's the easiest to power up. But I guess he could. I mean, if you have him with a full party, and then it's easier if you just do that once he pulls out his tentacles.
Yeah, I think I did
Yeah.
it with Cloud, Yuffie, and Tifa. But that's my usual party, anyway.
You can also like make him really easy by I think he's weak to paralysis, which just makes the fight easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the easy way to beat him.
Or you could just W7 Knights of the Round, and
Yeah, well, I never did that because I
that feels
I
cheap.
didn't want to use Knights of the Round. It just didn't feel fun to me, and it was too long. I'm just sitting. I don't want to I'm not playing a game to sit there for a few seconds or a few minutes or a few hours doing nothing. The game plays itself for me and just does a ton of damage. It doesn't seem fun to me, so I didn't ever use that summon.
And before the FF12 haters come in talking about that,
Hey,
it doesn't technically play itself.
it does not play itself by any stretch of the imagination. You're just doing it wrong. So anyway, the next.
There's a difference between like setting up an AI and watching a cutscene over and over again.
Yeah. Anyways, from Ruby Weapon, we're gonna go right over to his buddy.
Emerald Weapon.
Yeah.
He's the one
Yeah.
underwater.
Yeah, he if you don't have the underwater materia equipped, he has a 20-minute time limit. Or is it 30
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah, it's 20
20.
minutes.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but like I haven't tackled a lot of the weapons, the optional ones, but like I know like when you're playing through the story, you actually see him there, and I think it's possible to go up to him before you're done with the core story, and it's really intimidating. Like I saw him there in the submarine, and I was like scared.
Yeah, and you're trying to go. I think it's trying to go to that one place to get the thing for
I think
that. What's his name? The
It's
Guggenheim or whatever.
Yeah, it's the thing right beneath the Temple of the Ancients, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh, and then if
you
you're
go-
trying to do the little Vincent side story.
and he's kind of in a random position each time. So
yeah,
but-
he appears in random spots.
I found
Also,
him-
if he's
found
sitting
him-
by the Jelnika, you're just like, okay, getting out of the water now.
yeah. Yeah, if you just come out of that submarine and he's there, he's like, "Hi,
It's like, hey,
here I
Emerald,
am."
thanks for
But
wanting
yeah,
to kill me.
I found him more fun than Ruby Weapon. Maybe it's because he was the first one I fought. I don't know, but I found him more fun because I really had to figure out his AI before I could beat him the first time when I was just trying to figure it out, and I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, it's been years since I fought either, but I think I remember having a bit more fun with Emerald. Just because I think it posed a bit more of a challenge. So I knew what to do with Ruby, kinda.
Unless you just overpower him and then, or just overpower your attack power and then just one-shot him with the overflow glitch, which is pretty funny to do too.
You know what's interesting? I was reading about this the other. Isn't really directly related to Emerald Weapon, but you can actually get like if you deal 7,777 damage, like you'll keep dealing that or something like that. Or no, if you have
So you have to get,
7,777 HP,
yeah, you
then
have to get that much
yeah.
life, and he do, I believe it's, I think it's around 12 attacks. I don't remember what the exact number is, but you attack a lot of times in a row. Also, another interesting thing about that is if you're poisoned, you take 7,777 damage of poison damage and die instantly.
Oh,
Which you can
also.
actually do to
And
bosses.
yeah, that applies to enemies too, though. If enemies have 7,777 HP, they do the same thing.
Yeah, but they also, there's I don't know, I've seen a fight against I think it's one of the spider boss, where if you poison him right off the bat, you can actually, his HP is at such a point where you can actually get him to get to 7,777 life and then instantly die from poison after that, which is kind of funny.
Huh.
Yeah.
But that's not the boss we were talking about, but
Yeah.
it's
Anyway.
related somehow.
Kinda. In a way.
Next boss would be Penance from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
I don't
International.
think any of us actually fought Penance.
Nope.
Yeah.
I have International.
I have
but never got
International
that far.
too.
I don't actually have it, but I can pretend I do.
Let's just say it's one of the hardest fights in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how hard it is, but he's a flying guy. I think you fight him on the airship, and he has 2 totem poles of death that...
I think I remember, like, he likes to one-shot you or something.
Yeah, well, tough bosses tend to like to do that.
Yep.
True.
So next is Weegriff. I know a bit about this boss. This is from Final Fantasy Tactics. He actually turns into Bellius after that, which we already talked about. But Weegriff is probably one of the harder fights in Tactics, mainly because you have to solo him with Ramza alone, and he can pretty much kill you unless you're like not prepared. Like what I did is I think I was a squire and I used some ability. It's been a while since I played Tactics, but I would like raise up my brave and then I would do an attack that would take care of him. But still, it was like, ugh. That's like if you don't go into that fight knowing what to do, you're gonna be dead because Weegriff is so much more powerful than you are, and it's solo. You only have Ramza, and that's it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You also fight him earlier, in the end, near the end of chapter 1, right? With
Oh yes, you do, but that's a much easier fight.
It's a lot
It's
easier.
just-
I mean, it's still kind of hard, I thought, but it's probably a lot easier.
It's harder because you have the Chocobo, and the Chocobo can heal him. Actually, that Chocobo's name is Boko, a reference to Final Fantasy V.
Yeah, you
Yay,
only have to
Boko.
beat Weegriff in that fight, I think, so it makes it easier as well.
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe. Yeah. Quite possibly. Anyway.
Next boss is Ultros. Mainly the opera fight, but all of his fights are pretty cool.
Yeah, he's really comic relief. He's a pretty awesome guy.
He's Final Fantasy VI's comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
But the opera fight has some of the best battle music I've heard.
Oh yeah, the opera fight was amazing. Actually, yeah.
And you get your head stuck in a wall sometimes, but it's all good.
The only problem with the opera fight is it doesn't last long enough.
Yeah.
You don't hear that awesome music long enough.
But yeah, the opera fight that was great.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I don't remember too much about it. Mainly because I was so caught up in the moment. It's like, whoa.
I mean, the opera is already great, and then you just have the comic relief boss.
I remember more about the Earthquake Earth Dragon, who you fight in the exact same place.
He's fun, but not as memorable.
And then also Ultros in 13.2, if you want to talk about that.
Sure.
I really like what they did with his voice actor. I think they picked well for Ultros.
Yeah, they did. And I like how they had Typhon there too.
Mr. Typhon.
Yeah.
He's the
not
guy
too-
with the tornado breath.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of hard fight too.
If I could breathe tornadoes, then I don't think it would be a good thing.
Yeah, the Ultros Typhon boss in 13.2 was pretty challenging.
Yeah.
He was like,
It's
and
also
then-
it's also kind of luck based. Like, if Typhon doesn't decide to be like time for a break or whatever it is,
yeah,
then it's
it
like
is based.
then
But
you're just
a
screwed.
lot of the DLC bosses in 13.2 became like insanely difficult.
Yeah, it became a huge luck thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, next would be
Still from Final Fantasy 6. Well, I mean, we kind of went to 13.2 there, but but Ultimate Weapon, which
From
you
6.
fight
yeah.
on the floating continent.
The floating continent from Super Meat Boy. No, wait. That's a different floating continent.
Yeah.
It's
but
a
then
floating
again,
continent in Final Fantasy 3 as well.
yeah.
That's true. He started on that one.
Yep.
Mhm. The floating continent's where all the awesome stuff in 6 happens. So
It's all where all the boring stuff happens in 3, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
the one that's half of that game is the one that has the boring floating continent.
And then Boundless Ocean plays, and the game got better.
Yeah.
But Ultimate Weapon has an AI.
He does, and he sucks in speedrunning if you don't Joker Doom him,
Joker Doom
which
is
I'm trying to do, and I'm not succeeding.
Joker
yeah.
Doom is like Yojimbo level of cheap, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. There's also reverse Joker Doom as well, but
Quite the high level of cheap there.
let's just one-shot these bosses.
Yeah.
Which is that? Can you get a game over with the slots in 6, or is that just 7?
I'm not sure.
I know one of the games you can get a game over with the slots, which is pretty funny too. I've never had that. I never haven't had either a good thing or like an instant win or a game over happen with slots, because I've never really manipulated them or anything like that. I never learned how or bothered
Wait.
to.
When in 7 are there slots apart from Tifa's?
Yeah, Kate Sith.
Oh, I never used Kate Sith. I'm sorry.
I don't use Kate Sith either. And this
Yeah,
kind of
he-
reminded me,
Well,
like,
Kate Sith can instantly win every battle, so with his slots if you manipulate them, but that's kind of cheap.
yeah, this kind of reminded me, like, last night I was watching Essentia 4's Final Fantasy 6 speedrun practice for SGDQ,
Hmm.
and she was in the Phantom Forest, and she got a surrounded attack by those phantom spirit thingies and some ghosts, and they were starting to kill her, and Sabin wasn't critical, Sayon was dead, and
Yeah.
Sabin countered with his desperate attack.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even know that could happen in 6.
Yeah. Wow.
He countered with his desperate attack.
That's crazy.
I don't see those very often.
You really don't.
Do you know what the percentage chance is for seeing them, or what
It's really
like-
low.
is it like 1 in like 256 or lower than that or something? I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, you already have to
For-
be in critical HP
For a counter alone, or just for it to happen, period?
just for it to happen, period.
Wow.
It's
Yeah, that's a lot
pretty
less
low.
than 8.
Maybe
Eights will
it's
really count.
maybe it's 1 in 256 when you're low HP. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's only possible in low HP, and it gets to the point where you even forget Final Fantasy 6 actually has a form of limit break.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, I
you
don't
just never
remember.
see 'em.
I didn't remember until now, and I mean, I'll probably forget tomorrow.
Anyway, next is oh wow, Garland from Final Fantasy 1, the first boss in the series.
Who
The
will
boss
knock you
that
all
started
down?
it all. Yeah.
he attacks.
His physical attack that he does, and that's all he does though. He just does his physical attack,
He attacks. Yeah.
and then you can put him to sleep, which is fun.
Really?
I
I always
forgot to
cast
try
fire
that.
on him.
oh,
I always cast fire on him.
I used to buy fire and thunder first, but then I thought that sleep was better early game, because fire and thunder, they don't really last you very long, because they're level 1 spells, but
Yeah.
the sleep spell doesn't really either. But if you're up against 9 enemies, like, it
And
really
then as soon
only
as he
works
casts
early
it,
game.
like 6 of them wake up.
Yeah, well,
I
that
mean,
sometimes
curse
happens
the
too.
game. That's happened to me.
But
Yeah.
you can, but even if they wake up instantly, then they still
They
still
lost that
might
turn.
not have. Yeah, they wouldn't have had that turn. So, and it's better than if you're early on and you don't have much HP and you're like you encounter 9 goblins, because that's possible even outside of the first area. If you can encounter
Yeah,
9 goblins
Cornelia.
and you sleep, then you have a better chance of surviving
That's true.
because they're all asleep. And
I mean, the goblins aren't that hard to begin with, but still.
no, but if you don't have anything, if you're like just level 1 and you're fighting your first battle, then they could be a problem if there's 9 of them. Because I mean, that game isn't exactly the easiest.
No.
Final Fantasy 1 is actually really hard.
I've actually never beaten Final Fantasy 1.
I think I have, but it's been a long, long time.
I streamed beating the NES
Like,
version of that, so
I probably could beat it, but it's like every time I play it, I just sort of lose motivation because
Same.
I don't know. That's like how old school it is. It's like it's a good game, but
yeah, I beat it on a stream, so I have a video record on my Ustream channel of beating it. I have all the recordings there.
Anyways, the next boss is the final Seymour battle in 10,
Yes.
and I'm losing my eraser.
I only
Awesome.
fought that boss for real, like just a few months ago. Because normally when I get to that point, I've started doing the Colosseum, so I do just instantly kill him with 99999 damage, and so it's not that exciting.
No, yeah,
But-
the Seymour fight's amazing. Mainly because the music. I think I wish
Yeah,
they had
that
played that.
music.
Yeah, the
wish
problem
they
with
played
that music
music.
is it only plays there, and if you
It
went to do any
really,
side stuff, then it's a really easy fight anyway.
it
I know,
really
but
should have played in all the Seymour fights, I think.
Yeah, it should have. And yet it played its theme and like almost all the others.
And it's an extremely long theme too, so the battle has to go on for a while for you to actually be able to hear it all the way through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he is pretty fun with his elemental circles, which are actually really powerful if he has all 4 on the same place.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's a really easy boss regardless.
Yeah.
For how late game he is, he's easy, but still fun. And the music
I
is
think the
great.
hardest Seymour fight was definitely the one on Mountain Gagazette.
I'm between that one, and I sometimes have issues with the one in the temple.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Usually Shiva saves the day there, so I'm okay.
Right.
Anyway.
I
Yeah.
don't really have problems with any of the bosses anymore, but the first time I played, I don't really know. I don't think any of the Seymour battles gave me that much trouble the first time through.
Dang it, I played that game like 7 times before I had a memory card. Like the first 11 hours. I got to Makalani Forest like 7 times.
Yeah,
couldn't
I
save
still
it.
don't know how. I still don't know how you do that. I would not have no motivation to play a game if I couldn't save it.
Well, I
used to
just
do
got
that
my
for some
PS2. I just got my PS2. There was no memory cards because, like, you know, PS2 was just coming out and all that. So, and I live in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't help.
The middle of
Yeah.
nowhere. USA.
yeah. Yep. Anyway, next we have Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX.
I really like the Beatrix fights.
Yeah.
We're
all
talking
of
about the one on like at the end of disc 1, right?
All of them in general are just
They all are
awesome.
relatively the same. I mean, she has, I think, 4 moves, or is it 5 or 3
I
or
don't know.
4
They're
moves?
fun. And her theme is amazing too.
Yeah. And then whenever you actually get to play with her, like
Mm-hmm.
in, well, mainly the Alexandria scene in disc 3, you get to hear like the awesome "Protecting My Devotion" theme. And it's just,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Beatrix is one of my favorite characters in 9.
yeah.
She's really great.
But
And
she can one-shot you with shock sometimes too, which is.
You really
kinda-
can.
I think you get game over if you don't actually get to her move that just cuts everyone's HP down to 1. So it's not really a throwaway fight either.
Yeah, I've never
Next.
actually game overed it.
Yeah.
we got Hades from 9.
Yeah.
All I remember about Hades, even though I LP'd this like a year and a half ago, all I remember about Hades is he likes to use status effects, and that sucks when you have starter equipment.
Right, I think he shakes and then uses Doomsday, or well, he uses Curse as well.
Yeah, he
That's
uses
where he gets all the
Curse.
status effects. It's the same move Ozma uses, but he does a lot less damage with it. But it's
Yeah.
still almost as annoying. It's not quite as annoying as when Ozma uses it, but Curse is pretty.
Ozma is just cheap.
Curse is just a pretty strong move in general. I don't know if it's strong. Do you think Curse is stronger than Grand Cross? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what their statuses exactly are, but they're both heavy status disabling moves.
Unless you have the right negators on. I just remember I almost got screwed over by Grand Cross in the LP. That was fun.
Yeah.
Had
Oh,
one
you
person alive when I
ended
beat
with
it.
one person alive, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Freya
pretty funny.
killed it with Dragon's Crest, I believe.
Dragon's Crest is pretty OP.
As is Thievery.
It's like, well, yeah, but Dragon's Crest is the easiest.
Thievery is totally.
The Dragon's Crest is the easiest move to get to 9 max power.
Yeah, and then you can kill like so many more dragons and you won't lose it for, I think you have to kill like 65,555 dragons or something to reset it.
The other moves, and if you can have Quina do Frog Drop. That one is annoying to power up, but it works.
Thievery is pretty easy because you just have to steal throughout the game.
Yeah, if you just only steal as a Dane, it's easy enough.
Well, see, what I did is every fight I steal at least once, and then I just go and have him attack for the rest of the fight.
If you can just get in the habit of stealing, then...
I mean, he is a thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Limit Glove is also pretty cheap, but...
Limit Glove is
it's annoying
cheap,
to set up.
but yeah, if you're against anyone who has multiple opponent can hit everyone with a move, then it doesn't work really well.
You'll have to raise Quina a lot. Quina's pretty cool though. I gained a lot of respect for Quina when I did the challenge.
And when you use a Phoenix down, you only have a 1 in 10 chance of her getting to the point where she can use Limit Glove. Or he, or she, or it. Asexual being.
This is why they need to remake 9. We need to find out what Quina is.
And next we got Bahamut from 8.
I just remember getting to Bahamut, like the whole sequence leading up to Bahamut is annoying. Bahamut is...
in the giant aquarium.
Yeah, it's an aquarium. Like, I remember getting to Bahamut, I just don't remember the actual fight because it was easy.
Getting to it is a pain in the butt because you have to avoid like attacking Ruby dragons and like I called it weapons earlier.
The Ruby weapons. You just fight Ruby weapon from Final Fantasy VII every single time you screw up and walk into the blue light. So that's kind of annoying.
Or mess up a question, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also you got Omega from 8.
I never remember which one is Omega and which one's Ultimate. Omega's the one in the castle, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't... Yeah, it's like, I think that's the one in the castle. I'm not sure.
Castle. He has...
I haven't fought the one in the castle.
Oh.
That's actually a sort of hard fight. Yeah, I mean, not really, but a little bit.
For 8 standards.
The thing that makes it easy is that, I mean, he would be a really strong fight, but his pattern is super predictable because he only does like the same sequence of moves every single time. So it's so easy to learn, and then you just predict him, and you can evade all his moves. I don't remember exactly what the pattern is at this point.
Well, you could just always cast Aura too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
That's
that's Aura
makes
broke.
Anything.
Aura absolutely broke 8.
Yeah.
I used I did that without it. I think he has a move where it does, I think, 10,000 damage or something. So I would use Guard for that, where you just nullify it to 0. And I mean, that's a little bit less cheap than Aura because you have to use up a turn to actually get that in effect, and then it goes away once you take an action. So that's what I used to negate his strongest attacks. No, it doesn't do. It just does 9998 damage. That's what it does.
Oh.
And he has one attack that does like 9,998 damage. So if you have any less than 9999, if you have less than that, then you're dead. So that's his strongest attack. And
it's not hard to get 99 HP.
But he always does the same stuff in the same order. So you just need to know when he's going to use that, and you can guard, and it's easy enough to just
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Next, we got one of my favorite fights from Final Fantasy X, Yunalesca.
Oh, she's so ugly.
Like, a lot of people have trouble with that fight.
I had so much trouble when I first got to her.
I find it so fun and easy. I don't know, maybe not easy. It is kind of easy for me. And my reason...
Well, it's
Like,
easy
you have
now,
to
but
you have to take advantage of her zombieing you. If you
Yeah.
like, you have to take advantage of it. Like,
You
okay,
can't.
yeah.
you have,
Yeah, the biggest mistake you're gonna make the first time is just curing the zombie, though. That's the big trap, is to cure the
yeah,
zombie, and then she uses Mega Death on you, and you're all dead.
Yep.
yeah, but if as long as you like at least leave one person in zombie, then you're fine. You'll survive. You can revive the other two.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
she does use, I think, regen on the people who have zombie, which isn't the worst thing she could do,
No, it's not.
but
Like
it's
see,
annoying-ish.
it's a very active fight. That's why I like the Unalaska fight. It makes you think, and
Yeah.
it makes you plan, and that's kind of what FF10 missed a lot until late game.
Yeah,
Right.
it is
But
like strategy.
And it does
strategic fight.
the combat system in Final Fantasy X is geared towards strategic battles as well.
So it's kind of
Because-
weird that you don't actually have like really strategic fights until the very end.
Well, yeah, because most of the fights in early FF10 are more like Simon Says, where like kind of like you see a flyer, okay, bring in Waka. You see a big
Yeah.
enemy, bring in Orin. That's your strategy
You see a
until
wolf, you bring in Titus.
yeah, that's your strategy until later on. Then it gets really interesting, especially Unalaska. Unalaska is an amazing fight. And
As is the Seymour
uh,
fight right before her.
yeah,
Well, not
and then
right before her,
but kind of, yeah. And then we got Sinspawn Gui, which Sinspawn is that?
That's
Um,
the
that's-
one in the
I think that's Operation Mi'ihen.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's
yeah, that was
probably my
actually
favorite one of the Sinspawn
That-
fights.
Yeah.
that's a kind of a fun fight.
And it can be
Um,
kind of hard if you don't know what to do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You have to just target the
You take out the
Yeah.
head and then take out the two arms
Yeah.
things.
and then the abuse effect is weak to fire.
And then
Yeah.
it's one of those fights that sort of seems to go on for a little too long, though. At
Yeah,
least for me.
it's a long fight, but it's fun. I like
Yeah,
it.
it is. It is a fun fight.
It's the first it's the
And then
first
you-
boss fight that might be challenging in the game, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, Lord Oshu can be kind of challenging,
Right.
but
Right.
He's
not
much
really.
Yeah, he's a lot easier than, well, I don't know. I guess he's probably easier than Gui. I would
yeah,
think.
he's
Imagine.
easier than Gui.
And of course,
Lord
with,
Ochu can be taken care of with summons pretty easily too.
and of course, with that Sin Spawn, you have to fight him twice.
Yeah,
But
but the
you-
second
and-
time is the only time you control Seymour.
So if you want to see Seymour's limit, overdrive,
Yeah,
you
I,
have
I
to do it
actually,
that
I
way.
actually did do that
Or you-
once.
Or you can just
I-
cast to have Seymour kill himself, which is pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good.
And next we got from Final Fantasy 13. I recommended this one because I love this boss
The
fight.
next
It's one of
three
my
fights are actually
favorites.
his recommendations.
Yeah. The Aster Proto-Florian, which is the Chapter 5 boss in Final Fantasy 13. I
In
love this
Chapter
boss
5
fight.
boss in Chapter 5.
Yeah. No, the Chapter 5 boss in Final Fantasy 13.
Actually, it's the Chapter 5 boss in Chapter 8.
Just so you know, we're recording this between like, midnight into almost 3 a.m. So depending on what time
Depending on
zone
the
we're
time.
in.
It's 2:47 for me, so I'm the most.
And I'm the
audible.
earliest one.
Yeah, we're all an hour apart. I'm in the middle. It's 1:47 here. But no, the Acer Proto-Florian, it's awesome because you have to you have to Libra it because it changes its elemental weaknesses, and then you also
Yeah.
have to make sure that Hope keeps casting Protect on you, because that's important to have buffs. And I really love how the buffs are so important in that fight. And then also just the fact that Acer Proto-Florian is so fast, and I don't know, I really gained respect for this boss fight when I did him in No Crystarium, because then it was hard. It took me 12 tries.
Yeah.
But
Seeing the name of this boss in this list made me remember how I don't remember any of the names of the bosses of this game.
Because he
when
played
I,
it when you couldn't read them.
Yeah, when I was
Alright.
playing the game, what happened was my TV was not adequate to actually read any of the text in the entire game, so I couldn't read anything.
well, the Acer Proto-Florian was the Bulbasaur boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up who he was, but the Bulbasaur boss.
When I was recording him, I was having issues with Hope casting the right bar spell, and I'm like, okay, Hope, cast them. Oh, okay, fine. You only apparently have 2 of them. Be that
Yeah.
way.
And next, also my recommendation, the Judge fights from Final Fantasy 12. They're all
Geese-
amazing.
Wait,
Geese is easy a little bit. See,
I'm trying to
Judge
remember which one is Mount
Geese
Berlin
is the
Days.
first fight. That would be Mount Bergen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bergen.
Bergen is. I really like the Bergen fight.
The brigand fight's good. Brigand, because he like once he gets into critical HP, he tears you apart.
He
I
really
remember-
does. Gained gained a lot of respect for a lot of fights in 12 when I soloed that game.
I
Oh,
remember the Geese, I think, was as far as I got before I lost my save file for my low level game. I beat Geese, and that was as far as I got.
You beat a goose. Geese goose.
And yeah, and 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5 5. Wait.
Yeah.
I kind of wish
Stop.
we could have like actually fought like Drace and stuff in the normal game.
I'm glad we didn't fight her, but I wish she would have been more of like a Beatrix-ish character.
Yeah, she had the potential, but they just offed her.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
she appeared in the International Zodiac.
Well, that's why I'm saying the normal game, like not
Yeah,
the
but
international.
I still wish like story-wise she would have been like parallel
More-
to Beatrix.
Yeah, she
Right.
really had the potential.
And then next we have the Lightning DLC fight.
And of course,
not-
DLC
not
13.2.
story. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into that whole thing.
Not her story, but the Coliseum fight.
Yeah, since I actually
it
got
was-
this list before the last DLC came out.
Yeah, it was a fun fight. That's all I have to say about it, really.
I just fought it recently. It's nice how she changes to all the different a whole bunch of different two-person paradigms. So it's kind of like you're fighting your own party, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember that fight because I've been farming it for Vitality Crystals to upgrade Snow.
I just fought it today because I wanted to know what was. I had my game here, so.
Yeah. And next,
Is one of Fisher's
Midgar
things.
Midgar Zolom. Let's see this. I like this fight because I just like this strategy. You need a lot of strategy to beat him early on, and then if you want to learn beta before you go any further, I like how it's possible,
Yeah.
but you have to make a use of you pretty much have to use sadness to your advantage. You have to use fire elemental in your armor to your advantage, and
that's what I'll be doing in my LP too.
Yeah.
When I get to that.
Yeah, and then
Beta.
using gravity, the Graviballs and poison makes it easier.
Actually, the first time I fought him, I didn't use a single Graviball.
Yeah, you don't need the Graviballs aren't even necessary. They just make it a little bit faster. So I use those just to make it a little bit faster because I'm never really going to use them anywhere else.
Yeah, but see, like you can farm them in the Sector 7 train graveyard, and I didn't think about that the first time. Yeah. So I was like, oh crap, I have no Graviballs. I hope I can do this, and I ended up doing it somehow.
You don't need the Graviballs. It's just the battle isn't any different if you have them or you don't have them. It's just a little bit faster, so you don't have to spend as much time on it.
Right.
Yeah. The main thing to worry about is, I think can he counter? I think he can counter.
Yeah, he counters and
counter. That was the hardest part, and then he can kick party members outside of the part.
Yeah, he does that as a counter early on, and then later on he does the beta as a counter. So the best way to do it, I think, is to just figure out how much HP he has. So you use sense on him, and then the best way to get the beta is to hit him right to close to death right before he then he casts beta, because at that point it's pretty much a guaranteed counter, although I think he only uses it once in the fight.
Yeah, but once you survive beta, then you've basically won the fight, because you can just beta him back.
Yeah, well, you have to survive after that, his next turn. But what I usually do, what I do is I just have him use beta, and then he instantly dies from poison, because that's how I time it. But that takes a little bit of timing, but it's possible to do it that way, and that just makes it fun.
Yeah, it's a fun fight. It's an amazingly fun fight.
Yeah, well, not if you fight it later on.
No, if you fight it later on, it's like touch.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's dead. Next. Oh, I got into beta still.
Rydian Titan.
Rydia, Final Fantasy IV. It's actually a cutscene.
Yeah, it's not really a boss per se. It's
it's a cutscene.
Rydia summons Titan and then creates an earthquake, which makes the mountains
giant
move.
Mountains appear, and then yeah.
That's one heck of an earthquake if you think about it. I mean, the Teutonic plate does not really take a long time to. All you really need to do to form a mountain range is just call Rydia.
Yeah.
Hey Rydia, we need a new mountain range.
when she can summon Titan later in the game, that doesn't happen again.
That's true. It would be kind of awkward if a mountain appeared where you fought that random battle. But
Yeah.
Let's see, fighting Zero Miss. Oh, let's summon Titan. Wait, why is there a giant mountain in the crystal core now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be. That's kind of awkward that you can even use Earthquake when you're in space. And it didn't work because there was no Earth to use it on.
Spacequake!
Oh, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
A big hole opened in space. Maybe you should just change to black hole.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyways,
But that's what he uses to inflict status ailments.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, next is probably one of my favorite fights in 4. The fight with the 4 fiends in the tower.
Yep. That fight. Oh my god.
Rubicante is my favorite fiend because of the way he just heals you before battle. It's
He's so nice about that.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. You get the impression that he's not really a bad guy, even though he's like evil and stuff. But you don't. I don't know. He seems like an honorable kind of guy.
Yeah, between him and Barbaricia, because those are the only two that like really give me problems. Cagnazzo, you just Thundaga him.
Yeah, Thundaga, and then
Scarmiglione, like, meh.
Scarmiglione, whatever. Yeah, I always said Scarmiglione, and then Barbaricia. I always said.
But they're tough everyone's tough in the DS version.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But of course, when you get to the tower fights, they're all kind of tough. But still, Cagnazzo, Thundaga, dead.
I can't believe I beat the DS version once. I don't know if I can ever do it again.
DS version was the first version I beat before. I'm apparently insane for having that be my first version I beat.
It was mine too.
I haven't beat it yet because it was slow.
It's funny because I got stuck on Bagan in the GBA version, and then I beat the DS version.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. And what's our next boss?
Our final one is
the final boss.
Actually, something I added since I got this list, but is the final super boss in 13.2 of Alphador.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. I just say Valfador or Valfador. Valfador, I guess. I don't know.
Valfador.
But Valfador is the true form of the Arbiter of Time.
Yep. It sucks that you have to pay for him, but yeah.
Hey, at least it's a 2-for-1 thing.
Yeah, that's
true. You get snow as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun fight as well, but nah, I really like that Valfador fight.
I haven't actually fought him yet. I will be getting to that soon. I've just been busy.
I have not either.
Yeah, basically he levels up as you fight him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. And of course,
he levels up faster than I do. I always level up at the end of the battle.
Well, not as you fight him, but he each time so the first time you fight him he's level 1, second time he's 15, third time he is 30.
Can you actually de-level him or no?
Reverse the time in the gate.
Oh, okay.
And then you can start from level 1 and go back up.
Yeah, because I know for the Lightning Story DLC, I closed the time gate and then I went in there and Lightning was still maxed out.
Right, yeah.
But you can change her level in the menu, so.
But I assume you could watch the cutscenes again if you did that.
Yeah, you can watch the cutscenes again.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, well, you kind of have to do it if you want to get another version.
You don't have to go very far in a new game to play the Lightning DLC, though. I wouldn't imagine.
You have to beat the game.
Oh, you do?
Are you sure?
I mean, it shows scenes from the ending.
Well, I think it's recommended you beat the game.
I don't know when it becomes available because
it's available in my LP.
Yeah.
Is it available when you start the game?
Probably as soon as you get to Historia Crux.
Yeah, I know Saz's story was available early, so.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
Lightning's a really, 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 really broken commando. If you get her early game, it's just.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, would Square do that where you can spoil the ending of the game when you start out by playing the Lightning DLC because it shows the ending? It even goes into the credits.
I know. I'm pretty sure
I want to look into that. I would
Actually,
think that maybe the Lightning
gonna do this
DLC was
right now
unlocked
while
once
we're
you beat the
recording.
story.
I'm going to
Okay.
do this right now.
So
okay.
I assume this is going to be cut out.
I don't know, is it?
I
I don't know.
Well, either way, we had a great session. Goodbye, everybody.
Aww.
If we're cutting now, if we're
No.
not, then yeah.
I want to find this out, though. I want to see
Okay.
if I can do this with the LP file. It would help if I put the disc in, wouldn't it?
Nope, that wouldn't help at all.
Final Fantasy 13 Japanese disc is not Final Fantasy 13 2, is it?
No.
Sometimes.
Why'd you guys a Japanese disc in there?
I used that for some of the footage.
Oh.
So. But yeah. Any closing thoughts? Any bosses you'd like to add to the list, maybe?
Not really. Not at the moment.
I don't know. There's always. I don't know what we're talking about next time if we do this. I don't know. Are you gonna do this often or semi?
Well, I mean, there's
sometimes?
4 I'd like to do.
There's
at
4?
least. Yeah.
Alright.
Because I did the 4 questions on the Facebook post.
Right.
Mhm.
And my computer's complaining because I've had this recording for so long, apparently.
Yeah, maybe we should stop the recording then so that...
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just recording a small little Mozilla Firefox window.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like... I mean, I guess if I want to add, like, Final Fantasy 11 in, which, of course, I'm the only one who actually know anything about this. The Shadow Lord fight in Final Fantasy 11 is pretty nice, as is the Divine Might fight.
Isn't that the one that takes like 11 days or something?
Which one?
Like, I heard some, like, one boss that nobody has ever beaten in. Like,
I think it's been beaten now, since it's level 99 cap now.
Mhm.
But, Pandemonium Warden and Absolute Virtue.
Ah.
But, which one is... I guess I'll do this one. This is the one where I've actually done some off-screen farming.
Weldenvarden. I don't know what that's from. I just remember the name. I thought I'd say it out loud for some reason.
I guess I could add this in there. Like, what about, say, some of your, like, least favorite bosses in the Final Fantasy games?
There's a lot of them. I just can't think of them.
Also, it will let me go to the Lightning DLC on my LP file.
It will?
It will.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it'll let me go there.
That's really stupid. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna do it, obviously.
No.
Since that's, like, one of the last things I'm gonna do in the LP.
I mean, I feel sorry for the poor person who buys FF13 and gets the Lightning DLC because they like Lightning, and then they play through,
it,
like...
and they're like, wait a second.
Let's check out this Lightning DLC. Oh my god, I just spoiled the entire game.
Oh, guess I don't have to play the game anymore. Thanks, Square Enix.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, least favorite bosses?
I don't know.
Oh, Elder Worm, Final Fantasy 12.
Oh, that one is just cheap.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Sporefall. Such a pain. And then,
Reflegia can also be a pain.
See the one who drops that rare, what was it called? The Elder Dragon Scale or something?
You can steal it.
Yeah.
I thought...
Yeah, it's a steal.
Oh, right, it's a steal that you can't... but he also has a common and a uncommon steal or something?
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, story bosses in 12 don't drop things.
Right, yeah.
Except for Omega Mark 12. He can actually... No, he usually drops the badge, but there's a small percentage chance that he can drop a mithril sword.
Right.
Which is just weird.
Yeah.
It would be kind of annoying if he just went and wanted the badge the first time, and then it's like, oh, the mithril sword. Sweet. A mithril sword. I always wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the weakest weapon in the game.
I think a boss I'm really starting to grow to hate is the Shatternook fight. Well, the Shatternook and the Humbaba fight in Final Fantasy 6. Sharonuk I hate because I had such a pain in the butt trying to do it in solo, and Ambaba is just being a pain in the butt when I'm trying to speedrun.
Bosses that have given me some trouble. I don't know why, but
Dr. Sid,
oh,
12.
I love Dr. Sid fights. They're amazing.
I remember,
but
at least when you're first starting to speedrun it,
Yeah,
that Dr. Sid fight.
my God, yeah, that was hard. I loved that fight, but it was hard. But no, like in Final Fantasy IX, the what's the name of it? The Guardian that guards the Gizmaluke, I think. Yeah, like
Yeah,
he was-
Gizmaluke.
Yeah, I found him kind of difficult.
I found him.
He can be a bit of a pain.
I just don't. I think the stealing from the bosses is the most annoying thing in that.
Oh God, don't remind me.
That's why we've nicknamed
That
the
boss theme couldn't
the boss
steal
theme.
anything.
Yeah, the name of that theme is "Couldn't Steal Anything."
Yeah.
30 minutes trying to steal from those stupid hill gigars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy has a 1 in 256 drop. So,
I got it.
So I
But-
did too.
Yeah.
Never again.
It's actually like really good for that point in the game, but it's so rare.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
sure
are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are we?
All right. I wasn't sure.
We're kind of just rambling at this point, guys. Sorry.
I don't know if I actually. Are you gonna edit it out? I mean, I'm not
I
sure
don't
if it'll
know.
be exciting.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
I actually might sleep soon. I'm getting kind of tired.
Yeah, it is kind of late.
Yeah, it's
It's
2:05.
3:05.
105, you liars. We all know
I'm
Mountain
looking
Time
at
is the
this
best
Kingdom
time.
Hearts picture, hyping in my little mind. Hyping. Hyping.
I know, let's record the next 3. God.
That sounds great. I'll be up. I'll go to sleep at dawn.
I'll be asleep in like before you even start.
I don't know. I think this probably ending thing probably might need some editing because I don't know. It's
Yeah.
probably a little bit rambling.
We're rambling.
We could here. Let's have an ending right now, an outro. All right. Well, thank you everybody
For watching and putting up with our rambling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you're all
Um,
awesome.
Next time we'll try to go over the saddest moments in Final Fantasy games.
Oh God.
Sorry, I was just getting emotional at the thought of the topic.
He's preparing himself.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go sleep.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up when we do the next one. I just-
Okay, as soon as Jacob wakes up, we're recording the next one.
But I'll be. Well, I don't know if I'll
I'll
be
probably
doing
be
it.
asleep, but
Yeah.
And I will be. I don't really know.
pancakes. Hopefully it'll be, I don't know, might be next week. I don't know. It depends on when we record it.
It'll
It
be the-
depends.
yeah,
And it
it'll
depends
be
on how I'm
before.
doing Star Ocean 4.
hmm
Which, I guess if you want details, well, I guess it's a little shout out to my Facebook page. If you want details on how I'm going to be doing Star Ocean 4 uploads for the Wandering Dungeon, you can check my Facebook page. I'll put the link in the description.
It's an
Et cetera, et
ocean
cetera.
that's made of stars. It's a little bit of a vacuum, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, good night, people.
And if you want to check out wee187's channel, he's doing Final Fantasy 13 and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts.
And
And-
Harry Potter 2, but, you know.
A game that I haven't touched. I kind of have to get back to that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like the only person it feels like who's wanting that game.
And
No,
one day
I've
I'll
gotten
upload
a few
something, maybe.
comments.
Okay, good. I'm not alone.
One day I'll upload something, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He uploads something sometimes.
Maybe.
Rarely.
The next video will probably have to do with Plants vs Zombies, but
Oh, I love
it'll
that
be
game.
someday.
Oh,
Yeah,
I should-
I'm
I'll
recording a
persist.
no sunflower challenge on my channel.
Oh, wow. Is that possible?
Apparently it is, because someone confirmed that the level that I was wondering if it was possible is possible, but we'll see.
Do you know, like, do you allow sun mushrooms?
No, I don't allow those either.
Oh, wow, that makes. Wait, what about nighttime? How do you get sun?
You don't?
Yeah, you don't get sun.
He is
you
the
just-
little free puff
Yeah,
shrimp
I'm not-
guys.
I'm at the the third area, the backyard in the daytime. The backyard nighttime is probably gonna be the hardest one. It's the problem is the balloon zombies. I have to get luck with those. You know, it's the
Right.
only way to kill them is with the lawnmowers and the pool cleaners.
Oh, wow.
So it's basically just luck on which aisles they show up on.
How is that even possible?
Luck.
Oh my god, you just blew my mind, Fishers. I gotta sleep.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'll put links to their channels in the description and
Alright.
stuff. So,
Okay,
thanks for watching,
goodbye.
guys. Bye.
See ya.